In this video, we're going to show you how to make this adorable stitch and fold with the dimensional trees, and I think you'll love it. It's $2 download on our website. Now make 5 copies of your left and 5 copies of your right. Tape them together and we're going to piece them as if they were one piece. We're going to paper piece or foundation piece the whole unit, and I hope you're familiar with that. Just a quick review. All of your sewing is done with this printed side up and all of your fabrics put on the unprinted side. And area number 1 is the only fabric placed over area number 1 right side up. Everything else is right side down. Now I'm going to crease where the next seam will be, and it's all numbered, so it would be the next largest number. And then I'm going to put fabric down so that it's 1/4 of an inch past that crease. The bulk of the fabric's opposite where I'm trying to cover. And I turn it over and I'm going to sew that whole line. Trim the extra out of the seam and then it will fold back and cover that next area. That's how all this was done. Pretty fun. It's how they make these exact little pieces. Then when it's finished, I'm going to stack it on top of a solid piece of fabric, right sides together, and thin polyester bonded batting. Then I'm going to sew on the outside solid line, keeping this little area open. I did try keeping it open here, but it's too hard to turn it under to keep this strip here exactly equal. It's much easier to be open here, and when the tree folds back, it's covered. Then I'm going to take the paper out and turn it through that opening. Now you get the 5 units finished, and you're going to put 2 units together. The back is fabric is what's together, and I made sure that these seams, this seam and this seam, are exactly on top of each other. I just put a pin right through and made sure they were together. Then I'm going to machine sew, not right on the seam, but like in the ditch, they call it, right next to it, so that I'm not sewing all this bulk into the seam. Then it will open up and my dimensional tree is beginning to form, okay? And I'm going to do that all 5 units around. Then there's a center tree that's added that just is amazing how it looks. And it's done in the same way. You place your paper pattern on top of 2 pieces of fabric that are right sides together, then polyester bonded batting, and then I'm going to sew all the way around, cut on the outside dash line, take the paper out. Then I'm going to fold it in half so I get an exact middle, and I'm going to slit 1 layer. Then I'm going to turn over. It's just slit about there, just large enough to turn it right side out. So I was really careful too when I trimmed the seam that I cut into the valley, and I trim out the points pretty good. Then I'm going to turn under one side of the fabric, pull it over so that the open end is, there's no raw edges showing, and it will also take some of the fabric when you turned it under so that it will fold much easier. It won't have fabric bulking up in here. So that's an interesting trick. I just turned under 1 layer, pulled it over the raw edge, and then blind stitched. And it's just that little area. Then I'm going to put that on top of the seam and just sew right down the middle. Then I'll press it this way, press it this way, and then those trees just pop. And I'm going to do that to all 5 units, and it's just going to turn out fantastic. Okay, we're almost finished. If you're not comfortable pulling one side over the other and covering it, you can just whip stitch it closed like we do on other things, and then that will go open side down and then sew down the middle, and it really is pretty hidden from view if it's down next to the quilt. Now we're about finished, and I wanted to show you, if you did not want the extra center tree, just leave it like that and it's just adorable. But this is just so cute, and I think you'll love it for those cabin fever. I just think this is fun, and I hope you enjoyed this video.